Previously on Flipping Fantastic. There was a lot of progress at Weaver. Sheetrock was installed and tiles and flooring were put into place. And we saw the installation of the kitchen countertops. Darcy Arena of Serena Group joined me to discuss the marketing plans for Weaver. And Moose joined me to find the perfect rock for the spa garden. Hi there, welcome to Weaver Drive. I'm Diane Stember-Richards.
And I'm Lance Brown.
We take aging homes with tons of character and soul and we bring them back to life. We call it Flipping Fantastic. Would you say that's like a ton?
No.
How heavy is it?
We wouldn't be able to move it if it was a ton.
Make it sound heavier. You're on film. Be like, that's the heaviest thing I've ever picked up.
No, it's not the heaviest thing.
I'm probably heavier. The price for the water feature wasn't bad, but the delivery charge was almost as much as for the water feature, so we decided just to load it in the car and do it ourselves, and that's what this looks like right here. So I think that they're being modest. They're saying it's $250. I couldn't even budge that thing. You're not supposed to argue with me on film. I'm trying to make you seem really strong.
Okay, you ready, sir?
And hot. All right, here they go. Awesome. Thank you so much. High five.
I'm glad you got the bigger one.
High five. This is Dario, and this is our like super handsome, super nice, super generous hardscaper landscaper.
Thank you.
Who's going to make a lot of money on this project, right?
No,
positive thinking.
Positive thinking. I'm thinking you are exaggerating a little bit.
Positive thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's been a lot of activity.
Tons of activity.
A lot of
Oh my
activity.
God.
In fact,
Craziness.
Lance told me this morning, I'm looking for a parking spot, like outside our house. So who do we have here today? What trades do we have here?
So we have
this
the
just today.
the hardscape guys. We have the full paint crew. We have the electrician, and we have the landscaper who's working on irrigation today.
And we just had
And
the
me.
closet people leave.
Oh yeah, the closet people just
just
dropped
delivered.
off all the closet materials for tomorrow.
Yes.
And today is Saturday, by the way.
Oh yes, people are working on Saturday. We've had a few setbacks. We were thinking that we were going to be doing everything's backing up from our photography date. So we were planning on doing photography on October 2nd, right?
Yes.
And Lance just dropped the news on me,
Yesterday.
the bomb that he doesn't think he can make that date. So we are thinking about pushing everything out a week. So I was on the phone to stagers and realtors and photographers, and you make one decision and then it's like a kind of roller coaster snowball effect of things that have to be fixed and realigned. So we're thinking about pushing a week, which means we still have a lot to do, but it's not quite as disastrous in terms of timing.
Yeah, there's
right?
a couple of major items that kind of pushed us back. The driveway pour was postponed by 3 or 4 days, and that pushed the landscaper back. And that's what we were doing, 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 days ago on Thursday. And the pour was fantastic. I mean, we love the color.
We did a sand finish, which is like
and
super cool and
I
matte.
had to convince Diane that expansion joints in concrete are a necessity. And,
I didn't want all the lines.
Yeah. Well, we came up with a compromise, which ultimately,
Yes, I'm very happy with.
You're very happy
yes.
with.
It's actually like, I've never really thought of a driveway as like an art form, but I have a new appreciation, not just for concrete, but these people that pour it and the lines and everything. It's just like a true craft.
it's all in
It
the
really
finishing.
is.
It really is in the finishing.
Incredible.
And so we had a wonderful pour. It was perfect weather. Everything was looking great.
A wonderful pour. That's a funny way. We had a wonderful pour.
It was. It was a great.
It would be a better pour if it was like champagne. But
well,
anyway.
It was concrete. And as concrete goes, it was a great pour. I was in my temporary office in the other room. And one of the painters comes in and says, "The mailman just walked through your driveway." And I'm like, "What?" I was literally on a conference call.
The mailman walked through the driveway when the concrete was not cured yet.
Yes.
And
he walked around all the caution tape. He walked through the neighbor's garden.
That didn't have caution tape.
Didn't have caution tape, but the concrete had a film on it that gives you the sand finish, and it was sticky. I mean, literally, the first step, he would have
He would have thought he would have been like, this isn't right.
No, he walked all the way from the neighbor's yard, all the way under the carport, turned around, went back to the front door.
That was nice of him.
And this way, and you know how I know that? Because his feet are permanently in the concrete.
Nice.
Yeah.
And guess what he was delivering? Junk mail.
Junk mail, yes.
So that was disaster 1 of last week, right?
It's still this week.
Well, it's still this week, yeah. So, yeah, I've shed some tears this week. This has been a stressful week. So, disaster 2 was the paint.
Yeah, the stain finish in the
So
in the
we, our Frank Lloyd Wright living room, which we've talked so much about, which is actually one of the reasons I think we bought the house, right? We spent months and months working on the perfect light gray finish to just sort of cut the yellow on the mahogany. We didn't want to paint it, we didn't want it, and we just wanted to just give it a little tiny of gray, right?
Yep.
And what happened is the painters used a gun that made the finish inconsistent. So there were sort of lines all over the place, and to mask the inconsistencies, they kind of kept spraying, and next thing you know, we had a gray room. So I came over and had a nervous breakdown and cried to the painters, and they have spent the last 3 days with what, lacquer thinner?
Lacquer thinner, stripping the finish
off the entire living room. So we'll show you. It's now back to where it was, and now we have to make some decisions, sort of. So anyway, that was disaster 2. Was that it for disasters this week?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. We didn't lose the dog. Dog didn't escape.
There's the dog.
There's the dog. So it's been a big week. So let's talk about.
Have you introduced Moose?
Yeah, Moose has been it. Moose licked the lens the last time. That's sort of how he got introduced. So let's list all the things that need to be done now from this point forward.
Boy. Well, the rest of the hardscape needs to be finished. That's the beds defined, and all the pebbles and finishes brought in, and big boulders.
Right.
So what else do we have to do?
Closets are going to be installed tomorrow.
Tomorrow on Sunday. Painters still need to finish, obviously, the living room and the rest of the details in the house.
And the whole exterior of the house.
And
the whole exterior of the house.
They just pressure washed it.
Oh, good. Is that why it looks so sparkly clean?
Well, I wouldn't say sparkly clean, but it looks cleaner. So they have to do all the prep on the exterior and get that painted. I still have to do all the undercoating of the soffits and put in all the soffit lights. That's what all these yellow wires are hanging in.
And then this whole underside is going to be, you want to describe what we're doing here?
We're doing strips of redwood, and in order to plank it from front to back. There's 2 reasons we're doing that. One, it's a detail that we've seen in Frank Lloyd Wright homes before, natural wood finishes. And 2, the underside of the soffit over 65, 70 years is seen better days.
Yeah.
So this prevents us from having to spend a huge amount of effort and time trying to make this look decent in paint.
Yeah.
It's sound. The material's not rotten or anything.
It'll just be a nice aesthetic. And this is actually, this carport is my favorite part of the whole house. Did you know that?
Not the courtyard? No, I had no idea.
This right here. Like, I don't know, it's just so low and...
I could actually see, if you had a big gathering, you could put
totally
big old table out here.
Yeah, you could string lights.
Yeah.
And I think because it's so low, it feels kind of Jetsons-like, doesn't it? Like, kind of futuristic.
It could be Jetsons.
It almost feels like, soon we'll probably be having flying cars, right? And you imagine like a Jetsons car.
Well, we had the drone.
And it just hovers right here.
We had the drone.
Right? And then you unload the kids and the groceries, and I don't know, I just think it's super rad.
It is pretty cool.
We did these poured-in-place pavers, and poured-in-place means basically that they're poured in place. So they literally, when we outline the driveway with wood, you outline these, and they get poured at the same time as the driveway. So we have these two pavers here, and then the driveway continues, and then
The walkway.
the walkway. And then we did these little lines, which kind of help subtly define this walkway, like walk this way. And then the pavers start again right here. And then these pavers over here are going to have a beautiful mid-century modern wood slat bench that Lance is going to be building. We're going to have big trees behind them, so this is going to be a real huge focal point. This is a sample I got of just a couple pebbles. It's called Red Mexican Pebble, and it's 1 to 2 inches big. And this is where we're going to have it in the bed of these palm trees, and then surrounding the poured-in-place pavers over here by the front door. And I think it's going to give it a really nice, crisp, modern look. I don't know if the puppy's going to enjoy laying on it as much, but it's all about the puppy. Okay, so here is the before shot. Actually, it's the during shot.
It's the during shot. So you remember when I was looking for new door hardware?
Yes.
The offset, which means how far the doorknob is into the door, is way over here.
So you can kind of see, it used to have this like groovy 60s diamond
escutcheon
that is, way farther to the right than a normal.
Correct.
Escutcheon.
And you even see some mid-centuries right in the middle.
Yeah.
But you have to have this extension link
that
goes from here to here.
Right.
And I couldn't find any modern hardware that had this. There was retrofit kits that do 5 inches to here, but it wasn't going to get me to here.
And Lance is like the king of research. So if he doesn't find it, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. I'm looking on locksmith blogs to try to find it because I really like
Locksmith blogs.
Locksmith blogs.
Say that 5 times.
I'm not going to say it 5 times. Anyway,
that's very creative, though.
Ultimately, with your approval, thank you.
Because I'm the boss. I mean, why do I need?
I just wanted to make sure you're okay with it.
That's nice.
We filled this in. We filled the hole in and epoxied it over with a piece of mahogany.
And it looks really bad, but it feels good. Like when this is painted, but this you would just never think you can't feel anything there.
Well, there was
it looks bad,
couple
but it feels
days of
good.
filling and sanding and to make sure it's flat. And I'm sure it'll need some more once it's primered.
Right. So I'm super excited about this project.
What are you going to do for color?
Well, we've talked about it.
I know.
And we did the blog. I asked people to vote. And the colors were like a bright yellow, like a kind of sunshine yellow.
Yes.
What's the teeth? Yellow.
Yes.
Like a lemon freeze, which is like a lemon limey sorbet.
Okay.
Orange.
Orange. Okay.
Like an orange. I mean, it's hard to imagine now, but we're doing the Mind Coal out here, my favorite paint color ever. And it's kind of a chalky, it's unlike this, but it's much darker. And so I want something that's like kind of crispy and almost like citrusy.
Well, it certainly will help direct people to the front door.
Yes.
And that was one thing that the house suffered from. It didn't really
You didn't know where the front was.
You didn't know where the front door.
Well, because it's on sort of a round street
with
a circular driveway,
on a big corner.
2 entrances. Yeah.
2 entrances, and everybody went to the kitchen door.
Yeah. So this is our Frank Lloyd Wright room, which you've all seen, and we really love all this woodwork. It's original and it's mahogany. But a big decision we did make was painting the fireplace and painting one of the walls, which was a little bit painful, and we talked about it a lot. There was some major water damage on one of the mahogany walls underneath the window.
I think in the end, though, you were right. I really.
Did you get that on film?
Yeah.
You were right?
You were right. You were absolutely right.
Wow. I don't think I can hear that enough.
I really, really didn't want to paint it because the mahogany was just stunning, but the water damage, unfortunately, was too much.
We tried lots of things. We tried many techniques.
And the bleach actually got rid of the dark stains, but unfortunately, where the water had gone down, the varnish, there was no varnish anymore.
Yeah, it just wasn't good.
It would have telegraphed.
And it's a major wall, and it's not a wall you could put art on because it's sort of right under the clear story window. So We just made a judgment call, and we knew we were going to paint the fireplace. We just took that color and went all the way around that wall.
Yeah.
So it actually, to me,
So the
feels
continuity is fine.
modern
Yeah.
and nice. So, and then the glass curtains.
The glass curtains.
He calls them glass curtains.
And that was a drama for what, a week ago?
Yeah,
2 weeks
that
ago?
was our.
So I happened to be
Oh
on,
my God, a few
on a
weeks
business
ago.
trip, and my contractor was trying to install these, and I'm getting phone calls, and he's saying the instructions are horrible. We don't understand them. And he's a pretty smart guy. And I'm looking at the instructions, and I'm trained as an engineer. I'm looking at it going, there's no way anybody can assemble these doors with the instructions.
Well, Victor, our contractor, threw up his hand.
Oh yeah, he
And-
said I give
And he
up.
doesn't usually do that.
No,
So.
he's up for the challenge. We flew up somebody from Southern California, and they assembled the doors, and they're absolutely stunning. Exactly what I expected.
So should we show
Yeah,
them?
we should
Go
show
ahead.
them. So originally, we don't know what originally was in these openings, but when we purchased the house, there was a run-of-the-mill aluminum sliding glass door. Nothing fancy. So with this door system, it was originally developed in Europe. It allows you to open up the whole section by sliding these glass curtains.
How cool is that?
Now you have an 8-foot wide opening for your cocktail parties and barbecues. And of course, there's a matching one in the dining room. So we have these two 8-foot wide openings that open out into the courtyard. So inside, outside living at its best.
Yeah.
I think so.
This patio, I guess it was vogue to have pink concrete in the 60s, 50s, 40s?
50s, 55.
It must have been vogue because these people were pretty ahead of their time and they poured pink concrete. So
With exposed aggregate.
With exposed aggregate, that's cool. That's still cool, right? So we are going to attempt to stain the concrete gray. We'll let you know how that goes. And Lance came up with the idea of, you want to tell him about what's going to happen in the cracks?
Well, originally these were poured in place like our pavers out front with 2x4 redwood dividers. And those, it looks like they had a couple different sets that rotted out over the years and they replaced them. Over time, the edges of the concrete, unfortunately, started to break down. And so originally we were going to put some polymeric sand in these, which would highlight the contrast between the pink concrete and the gray colored sand. But unfortunately, with the rolled over edges, it would just kind of spread that sand out, and then you'd end up with not clean and crisp lines. So we've decided to bite the bullet. It's an expensive little
It's
treating.
going to be like a $2,000. I know you don't think so, but
It'll be $1,500.
it's a $1,500 stripe of Mondo grass.
Right, which I
So-
fell on my sword about.
Yeah, so, we have things that we fall on our sword about, and I've tried to fight him because I think it's wasteful. But he's like, nope, I get this one. So,
It is the courtyard. It's one of the first things you see. And so that we're using a dwarf mondo grass, which is a clumping, you see it all over the place, but it's doesn't get very big.
dark green, right?
Dark green, and it stays in the cracks. It won't spread out over on top of the concrete. It's 48 flats of mondo grass.
I hope it looks fabulous, Lance.
Right. I hope so too. So Love, the deck is finally underway. I know you've been looking at the framing for what? Weeks and weeks and weeks and asking me,
I'm
when are we
really
going to do
excited about the deck.
When are we going to do the deck? When are we going to do the deck?
The deck and the painting. When are we painting? When are we doing the deck?
So after, of course, a lot of research, I looked at a number of different hardwood species. Ipe is a hardwood species that people know about. It's rather expensive. This is a sustainable Brazilian hardwood. It has a density that's twice as much as Ipe. So you could walk on this with stiletto heels and you won't put a dent in it.
Okay, let's walk on it.
Okay, we
So
can.
Lance is like, walk on this wood. And you're like, okay, what's the big deal? But it's really solid. I don't think we should say it's as solid as the Titanic, because that's
I didn't
probably,
say.
you did. You
I
said
did-
this
I
is
did.
like the deck of the Titanic, but
Well, let's put it this way.
it doesn't move.
They
like, it
used
doesn't,
to use this material It's really slippery too. It's really
Oh, that's going to be great for the drunk people. On
no,
the
no.
deck.
When it slides on itself really well. They used to use this for ship's bearings before they had different materials because it won't wear on itself, and it'll outlive the house.
Yeah.
The rest of the deck will fall apart, and the deck boards will still be here.
So this is more of the decking material, and I wish you guys could just feel it. One of these pieces. Look at my biceps. Ooh, it's dense and it's hard and it's beautiful. And each of these, Lance got these skinny ones to do kind of plank benches, kind of 60s plank benches. And the first plank bench is going to be over here.
Right.
On top
So
of these.
we developed a new barbecue area, which is kind of around the corner, still attached to the public space, but out of sight. And what do you need? You need a place for all the guest barbecuers to sit. So
Well,
this.
I hate to be like sexist, but this is where the dudes are going to be hanging out, right?
I
So
wasn't gonna say it. You get to say it.
the dudes are going to be barbecuing. Like, hey, look at this, look at the marbling on this ribeye, dude. And then all the dudes are
Very sexist.
sitting back there on the bench,
sitting here with the
saying,
beers in hand.
Yeah, where's the cooler?
Hey, you need to flip that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, look at the marbling on this. You already told me that, dude. Give me another beer. So this is like the dude area.
Dude
right?
area.
I mean, perfect. And it's this is like a perfect barbecuing spot.
It is, absolutely.
We really didn't know where to put the barbecue. Remember, we were like arguing about it. I wanted it over there, but
Yeah,
I
but
mean, it's not really an eyesore, but it sort of is.
well, it would have
right?
blocked the view from the front door if we
Yeah.
put it over there, and there really isn't enough room. There
Right.
wasn't enough room.
Right.
You would have
Yeah,
sacrificed
no, this is
some
like
deck
it
area.
feels like it was meant to be here.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for the painters to paint it, and then the stainless steel doors go in and plumb that
And
up.
check this out. This is leather finish stone. It's so cool. It feels so good. And cool view, right? I mean, you just see trees. It's kind of unbelievable. And this is a beautiful time of day with the light. Does it look good on me?
It
Sparkling
does,
through the
the
trees?
filtered light. So as the sun sets, it sets over in this direction.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. You can stand right here, and you're looking
Talk
out
about
towards
the steak marbling.
talk about the ribeye marbling.
We're here today at JCO'S Gallery in Los Gatos, which is like this insane modern art gallery that has just come to my attention recently.
Hello.
Hi, Julie.
you.
Great to see
Welcome.
you. Oh, I love this place.
I have so many
So
surprises
happy
for you.
to be here.
Oh, good.
And I brought Moose. I hope that's
Well,
okay.
of course it's okay. Look
Oh,
what I got for you.
goodness, Moose. Oh, that'll keep him occupied for a bit.
Oh my gosh. Well, come on in. I have
Okay.
some surprises for you.
We're here talking about modern art for Weaver Drive. And I just think it's such a special house that I want to fill it with really special art.
So generally when we stage a home, or a business for that matter, but for a home in particular, we do foyer, fireplace, master bedroom, focal points basically, right? So I've been to the Weaver home and I've seen it, and I have some ideas for some of these focal points. Let's go.
let's do it. Okay, so my eye went right to this.
I was hoping it would.
Super
That's
cool.
why I put it there.
Well,
Yeah.
because I was wondering, are we going to be able to find art for the kids' rooms?
Absolutely.
And this is just like
Absolutely.
screaming our name.
This is a Midwest artist, and this piece is based on kind of like a vintage posters
Ah.
and how they originally sold the pieces a long, long time ago. Now, this is another one that I think
Ah.
would be really fabulous.
Okay, wait a second.
Uh-huh.
Can I touch?
Yes, you can.
Oh, Jesus. It looks like a carpet. I mean, I guess that's what it's meant to look like, a Berber or a,
Yeah,
or a
exactly.
needlepoint or...
Well, what's really interesting about this piece, this artist
Wow.
is name is Tom Stalker.
It's like
Each individual piece is a paintbrush tap, and there's layers and layers and layers and layers of pointillism that create this piece. It's really incredible. From afar, you can't make out the detail,
I have the chills.
but so much time goes into these. He's only ever created less than a dozen. This would be a fantastic piece for the master bedroom. Really incredible.
It is gorgeous.
This is Carol Amalia, and she paints almost like the masters, where you almost don't even see the brush strokes. It's really incredible. Be
I
beautiful.
mean, you almost want to just touch it or put your head on it.
I know,
and
right?
sleep.
Absolutely. Yeah. Isn't that great?
I love it.
This is like one of the designer's favorite for a bedroom.
Yeah.
We have placed the piece of like this hung horizontally above beds, and it's incredible. But I was thinking this across from the wall, maybe you know where the courtyard doors go up in the master bedroom?
To the side.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And now I know you're a huge Frida fan. Look.
God, she's beautiful.
I know. Isn't it crazy?
So is it meant to be like you squint? Oh my God, it works.
Okay, so
when you squint, okay,
if you
that's
look
just
through,
crazy.
If you look through your camera, all the pixelation goes away. So that's the whole point. This is all based on paint color swatches. And now this is a really cool piece too. I know I showed it to you like a while ago, but this is a new one by this artist. Do you know what it is? Do you remember?
So they're little stickers, packaging stickers.
Fruit stickers, exactly.
Fruit stickers. Art out of fruit stickers, people. This is rad. But it looks like a quilt, like grandma's quilt.
So when the artist sent us his images a while ago, and this is Efren Alvarez, sent us these images, I thought, oh my gosh, a quilter. This is like so cool. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Then we looked closer and closer and closer, and we saw it was the fruit sticker. Like completely freaked out. It's a really interesting story. He used to take care of horses, and the horses would get an apple a day. So he'd take the sticker off, stick it on the wall, and feed the apple to the horse. And
No
he'd go
way.
to the next one. And that's how.
And next thing he started seeing, like, these look cool.
Isn't that crazy? That's how it started.
I love that story.
That goes this way.
Moose is like, you're on my Roche Boubois chair.
Your Roche Boubois, darling. Your Roche Boubois.
All right. There you go, Moose. That's your dog bed on the Roche Boubois. Here. All right. Oh my goodness. This is just incredible. It's hard to imagine that this is clay.
Yep, it really is.
They are just so my style.
I know.
I love how she makes the tin, the vintage tin, really look real.
And the opening of the oil can,
Yeah.
she has some rust to that, like it's been sitting around a while.
Oh, those are incredible. We'll have to find a place for at least one
definitely.
of these.
Definitely. I was
Super cute.
thinking in the kitchen, this little space to the left of the refrigerator, maybe.
The little utility, little utility. Yeah,
it's up to you, but yeah.
This one, the Coke, is
I
just
know.
so classic.
Totally vintage, right? Yep.
All right,
Coke, pickles,
we'll keep
whatever,
that in mind.
whatever.
Okay.
Perfect.
Coke, pickles.
And then, last but not least,
Oh, that's incredible.
yeah. The artist is Dale Rogers, and I thought this would be fantastic in the courtyard.
Outside. So this can go outside?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. When you first get it, it's kind of this color. Does that make sense? Older it gets, the more rust comes on it. So it actually comes out to be more brown.
Is it heavy?
No, I
Not
don't
too
think so.
heavy? Okay.
I mean, it's hollow, but and you can have your selection of bird choices. Bird
Oh,
colors, too.
seriously? You can pick out birds?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and they screw on.
yeah. Exactly.
I love the
yeah.
screw-on birds.
People here like the brightly colored
Yeah.
ones, so that's why we chose these for this piece. But this
fabulous.
can come, and this actually, if someone decides to keep it, you know, you bolt it into the
Right.
ground, boom, done, move on.
I
These are
love
like-
the tree.
I know.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
This
Nice.
has been amazing. I'm
glad
so
you came, Paul.
excited.
Oh,
You are going
I'm
to
so glad
turn
you
my
came. I
house
can't wait.
into
I
a
can't wait.
vision.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Thank you, Julie.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Okay, bye. Next time on Flipping Fantastic, I meet our landscaper to discuss the landscape plan. Artwork from JCO'S Art House is delivered, and stagers prep the house for sale. We finish the Weaver project in time for the open house, and I give a room-to-room tour of the renovation. And you'll join us for the Weaver open house party,